I was just cleaning up and I thought that I might do an addendum to my intro. Everybody's face is a little bit different and everybody's process is a little bit different. In this video, in order to accomplish a 15-minute face, you might have to drop a couple of things that you're accustomed to doing, but you can live without. And that depends on you. For me, I don't have to do bronzer, especially if I have my foundation color correct. For you, you might think, I can do bronzer. I have to do bronzer, but I can skip blush. Anyway, that's kind of the process. Let's get into my actual real introduction. And this is my final look, 15-minute face. Let's go. Guys, today I'm going to do my second, or I might put this up first, so let me just tell you what I'm doing. I'm doing 15-minute face. One of the face I did is a more casual running errands kind of a thing, and today's going to be a little bit more pulled together if you work in an office. You're going out to lunch, you're going out to dinner, but not in a fancy kind of place. You just want to look a little bit more pulled together, have a little bit more coverage. That's what today's going to be. And we're going to do a little bit more on the eyes as well. So how you figure this out depends on you. For instance, for me, I feel like my eyes really need something. So that's why on the more casual day, I did use an eyeshadow because I feel like my eyes just disappear if I don't put on a little bit of eyeshadow. You might not feel that way. For me, I feel fine going without mascara. Although I used it in that video, I'm fine with that, not having any. You may feel differently. You may feel that you don't need anything to cover your skin. I am wearing a very shiny and mineral sunscreen that's leaving a little bit of whiteness. And I think one of the most important things about doing a quick face is this is not the time to experiment. I am all for having fun, trying new things, layering products differently, mixing colors differently to see what is happy together, but not when you're in a hurry. Now, I'm not going to take my own advice because I'm deeply in love with this Suqqu foundation. I love it so, so much. I bought this when we were having a lot of rain, and after the rain, we just had clouds. It was so dark for so many days, and I kept on thinking, this is a great shade for me. And then the other day I was wearing it, I was in Sephora, and under their lights, I thought, it's a little bit light. I had a feeling it might be a little bit light, but it is a neutral undertone, which is everything to me. I feel that if you have a foundation that is the right undertone, it doesn't matter so much if it's a little too dark or a little too light. If it's a little too dark, you can go in with another foundation or a concealer. Concealers can be heavier and can look kind of icky on the skin, but try the Dior. But do that in the center, a little bit lighter, and suddenly that darker foundation doesn't look so bad. And if you have something that is a little too light, then you bronze. Not to look like you've been tanned, but just to even everything up. I'm going to do something a little different, and this is how I'm not following my own advice. I'm going to mixing the Suqqu 115 with this. This is an old package. It doesn't look like this anymore. And this was made to put in, as I understand it, your sunscreen or your moisturizer to give you a slightly bronzed look. But I think it's a great mixer. It's a little bit warm, but thankfully this is neutral, so it doesn't matter. And when I did this a couple of days ago, it was perfect. But that's the problem with mixing, especially if you're not in a pump. I'm just going to use this to take a little on my hand. And when you're mixing, unfortunately, I have to advise that you use more product than you think you need, because if you get a good mix and you run out and you have to mix again, you could get the wrong color. And then I'm just going to do the teeniest bit, just the teeniest bit, and I'm going to mix it with this rather than mixing it with a brush, because it's not going to be even with a brush. You don't want that darker pigment glopping somewhere on your brush, and whatever's left, I'll just put on my face. This brush I love. This is a Sephora brush. I will link it below. I don't know if it's still being made or which way I have to hold this up for you to see it. But I do think another brand makes something like this, so I'll link that below. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit. It has a raised core, so the idea is you kind of place the product on the core, and then when you blend, the other hairs that are shorter will blend it out to perfection, and it did. So for you, just use the foundation that you love, that you can count on, that never misbehaves, that gives you the finish you're looking for. For me, I love this foundation so much. Ooh, I think I have a pimple. Huh, I have to think about what I've been doing. So that's a light and fast application. I'm going to add some to the center of the face and on the sides where I have more redness and discoloration. You can really see this discoloration for me is totally sun exposure. Just from where it is. It's like on the cheekbones. That's where the sun hits you. And just pull down to the neck so there's a slight fade from what's going on in your face to what's going on in your neck. But you don't have to do full coverage on your neck, and I actually wouldn't suggest that unless you're using something that is transfer proof. It doesn't get on your clothes. And I don't know too many things that do that. Now I have to do my lips, they're so dry. I love these iPods. This is the Westman Atelier, the latest iPod collection that she did, but it's only in a set. It comes with the mascara and it comes with the eyeliner, and I hope that she'll release it soon by itself, but it's sold out in a lot of places, but I did find it yesterday, so check my link. I cannot tell you, this is what I go to all the time. When I need to go out and do something and I have to have some emphasis, and I've had people ask me when I've worn this during a video, what are you wearing? So I know it has a really pretty effect. I just go into this color, which is kind of a taupe. The other colors are this, which is kind of a peachy color. You could do that to add more brightness, and a chocolate brown, which is a matte. And just put this on the eyes. I'm not doing primer. I'm not doing a weird shape. I'm just putting it everywhere. It's so freaking pretty. Super easy to blend, super quick, but because it's a little bit of a taupey brownish color, it also helps to give me a little bit of shape. And you can go in lighter if you want with this, but I'm kind of picked up a lot. The brush I'm using is Westman Atelier brush. It's an easy brush. It was made for these pods, but these pods are actually such a big improvement. You can use any brush, where with her first pods, I felt like I had to use this, but I like the way it has a shape like perfect for going to my inner corner, and I can also, if I want to line, use these sides as the liner, and that's where I'm picking up that product. And again, it's nothing precise, it's nothing exact, it's just giving me a little bit of darkness by the lash line. And now I'm going to kind of take it on the side like this, whatever's left, and that is it. Yeah, I can't tell if they're even yet because I need to do some concealer, and I recently got this Saie Concealer, so we're giving this another try. Like I said, normally you need to get out. It's not the time to try new things. And I definitely want to get some lightness right on the inner corner. I have fat fingers, so I need to do a brush blend, at least right there. I'm just turning this around. I think I saw people say this is not a high coverage concealer. It's very, very light, but you know what? I don't think it's bad at all. I feel like I got a little bit more on this side than on this side, but I'm just going to let this sink in because I find oftentimes when I do concealer, I go on with the rest of my face, and when I come back, my concealer looks like it's been absorbed a little bit, so I'm just going to leave it like this for a minute. I might just go with a beauty blender and make sure the blend is okay. And it is. But I think this is really pretty under the eye. I have to powder my face because I'm going to be going in with some powder products for blush, and I am going to do it with my by Terry and this brush. But as I illustrated in, got the wrong color, got the pink color. As I illustrated in the more casual look, going in with a puff like these, so much faster than a brush. So if you're really in a hurry, skip the brush, go in with a puff, especially if you're like me and you have a very shiny sunscreen situation, or if you have oily skin. And I'm just kind of pouncing this into place. I'm not going to do it under the eyes right now because I'm not sure if I have to put on a little bit more concealer or not. And I'm going to do the sides of my nose and the crevices. And if this doesn't work, then I will have to do another powder situation. But this is kind of time consuming to do the whole face with a small brush like this. It's just I prefer a small brush for powder. And this foundation does set up. So when I did my 3-day wear test, I think it was a 3-day or a 2-day, I'm going to link it right here. It did set, and I didn't have to powder, but the sunscreen I'm wearing today is a thick mineral, and that is probably never going to set. So there's another bit of advice for you. Consider your sunscreen when you are doing a fast face. I think the complexion looks really, really nice. I think the eyes look really nice, but I think something very, very important, especially as you get older, is to fill in your brows. In fact, to me, if I really have to get out, but I want to do a little bit of something, just doing the brow brings the eye up to my eyes and away from my sagging stuff. And I think it's very, very youthful. And I'm finding that I'm going for a brow, or wanting a brow, that is much thicker than I ever wore in my life. And I'm really liking it. I find that a pencil is a lot faster than other products, and if you want to get out quickly, find a pencil you love. I think pencils are one place you just don't have to spend a lot of money. It used to be drugstore had really bad colors for brows, but not so much anymore. I think it just changes everything. Run through spoolie. Now I did this look the other day and I quite liked it. I'm going to go in with the Lancome blush that I got for the Michelle Wong video. I'm really finding that I'm enjoying it, even though it's very different than anything I have, and it's actually quite a bit warmer than I'm comfortable with. So I'm going to go a little bit pink first, and I'm kind of enjoying this color. I think I'm going to keep it. This is the Valentino. The brush makes me crazy. The packaging I still don't like, but it's beautiful. It has a bit of sheen and it lasts all day long. And I'm just putting this on first so the other I go on with doesn't leave me too warm. And I'm starting right at this bone right here. There's a bone that goes, to me I think of it as half of an 8, right here and right here, and that's where I'm going to start. Just transfer that powder to the face and then blend. I don't want to blend it too much because I am going to do another blend with the other color. A little too much on this side. This is super pigmented, and truth be told, this color might be better on somebody with a slightly darker skin tone, but it's workable. And then going in with this one. Same brush. So I'm getting more of the effect I want on this side because I overdid this side a little bit. But the good thing about blushes are you can come back to them in a few minutes, or go on with powder, or go on with your brush if you used a brush. I did use a brush, so I'm just going to go over this slightly to help take down the pink. We'll take down the whole thing on this side. We're getting there. I don't feel like I need mascara, you guys. I feel totally comfortable with what's going on with the eyes, and the under eyes I think look pretty good too. So now I'm going to do another powder just to help with this sheen. This I didn't practice for this video. So I learned something about using the Kosas. That Kosas color is airy. It's a little light for me, and it's great if I'm using a brush and going lightly. But if I'm using something like this, it made me look a little too light. And in the loose department, the only thing I have that I think might help me out here, but I'm not sure, is the Kogan dough. This could be a major mistake. I'm not taking my own advice. Especially want to get around the nose because of my glasses. Just help everything out there. So this seems to be doing the job. And right above the eyebrows, I hate it when the shine comes through. And just kind of puff. You can get right in the crevice of your nose. Set yourself up for success. So this worked really, really well. Another one that I was thinking I might try, or I might have gone to if this didn't work well, is the Charlotte Tilbury. I'm just about done, you guys, but if you want to do mascara or liner, you can. I usually like to do tight line, but you know what? I'm looking in this mirror thinking, my eyes look really well emphasized. I don't think I need to do that, so that cuts some time out from me. And again, it's about you. What do you feel like? No, I have to do blank. This can't fall off my list, and this can fall off my list. And for me, it might change. Usually I want to do some lining. Today I'm like, no, I don't think so. So lips, you want to keep them simple, you want to keep them fast. If you have a 15-minute lip program, it's not going to work. I have a lot of color in my lips. So for me, there's a couple of ways you can go that are easy, and honestly, they're very similar to what I did the other day, which may come after this, with the very fast look that is more casual, and that is you can go in with something like this, you can go in with something like this, which is a beautiful neutral color for me, close to my lip color. Whatever you do, it's something that gives you a little something that makes you look finished, but it's not fussy. So this one, I'm just going to show you what something more neutral would look like. And it kind of reins in the color of my lips. So I feel like the color on my face is there, but it's not too much. That's one. Now, another way to go for lips is do a stain. I have to put on my glasses and my magnifying glass. I just thought, hey, why don't I do one of these? But I don't remember. I think there's two different formulas in these white ones. And this one, I just did swatches and then wiped them off. This one looks like a stain. Not a bad idea. But let's talk about these from Victoria Beckham. And there they are right there. So this would be kind of like my lips better, but this has a bit of a peach to it. Since I have some pink and peach, do you see the different colors now on my cheeks? Because I used both of those colors together. I think I could do either one. So eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I don't even know what it's going to be. These are especially helpful to those of us who don't have a lot of color in our lips. So when this goes away, this moisture feel that you get initially, it's truly going to stain your lips for a couple of hours and give you a little bit of color so you don't look so dead if you like color on your lips. I'm not sure this is, when I put this on, now I see the warmth from the Miel Glaze or Glace. So one way to go, or I could do that other color. Let's just do both, shall we? And the colors will be down below. So this is, these together kind of go brownie red, a little darker than I thought I wanted to go. Okay, so I'm not following my own advice and not playing around, because I just thought, you know what I could do is I can do a really impactful lip, and that will give it a whole different thing. This isn't a statement lip, but it's a way to go. But you know what colors you pull to all the time, what's neutral enough to go with whatever. If you're wearing tans colors, which maybe you'd usually want something more warm, maybe you want a little more pink, or gray color, which is a little bit cooler. You kind of know what your faves are. But you guys, these are some of my faves when it comes to lips. I'm all over the place. I love lip color. I think lip color can change everything. And this is the new color that I got for the video, the favorites of Andre Ali. And this kind of goes right in the middle. So it might look a little bit different if I didn't have stains on, but right in the middle, it's not too one thing, it's not too the other thing, so it's probably better for the concoction that I put on my cheeks. And you see that sheen here that I have going? That is not sheen from my skin, even though I am shining a little bit. I believe that that is the sheen from both the Lancome and the Valentino. They both have a lovely reflective quality to them. You don't have to do a highlighter when you're using that. And that's it, you guys. You figure out what works for you. Maybe you want a matte blush rather than something with a little bit of sheen to it. But that's how I put together something really fast. And I actually do have some errands I need to go do. You guys, I hope this was helpful to you. I know I was talking a lot, but I absolutely 100% believe once you figure out what's the blush color, what's the lip color, what's the eyeshadow color that works for you, this is a 15-minute face. And this probably would have been a 15-minute face for me if I didn't start messing around with the lips. But I just wanted to, I can't help my lip issues. Thank you so much for being here. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and I'm wishing you good health.